Hello and welcome. My world is all about modern hospitality operations, really digging into the data and using AI to boost performance. So it's a real pleasure to welcome all of you, the students of Europe Hotel School, to this online learning journey. In this explainer, we're jumping right into one of the most vital skills you'll ever need in your career, mastering VIP interactions. And look, this isn't just theory. This is all designed to give you practical, real-world knowledge you can use from day one.
You know, this quote really hits the nail on the head. The true test of a world-class hospitality professional, it isn't about managing some big, obvious crisis. It's about the subtleties. It's about reading the room, understanding the quiet signals, and handling those complex moments with absolute grace. The toughest challenges are often the ones that are never even spoken out loud, and that's exactly what we're going to decode together today.
All right, so here's our game plan. We've broken this down into 5 key areas. First, we'll get into the VIP mindset itself. Then we'll tackle the 2 big ones, urgency and expectations. After that, we'll dive into decoding personalities and the role of culture before we land on the single most important key that ties it all together, empathy. Okay, first things first. We have to move beyond just thinking about service and step into the world of psychology. Because if you want to master the interaction, you've got to understand the mindset of the person you're serving.
And here's the crucial thing to grasp. VIPs live and work in incredibly high-pressure environments, so their reactions, maybe a short tone of voice or a powerful sense of urgency, they're usually not about you or your service. Far more often, they're just a symptom of the immense stress they're constantly under. Your job is to see past the behavior and understand the root cause.
Let's give this a name: VIP psychology. I want you to start thinking of yourself less as just a service provider and more as a professional analyst of human behavior. You're there to be a calm, steadying presence in what can be a very chaotic world for them, simply by understanding what truly drives them.
So now that we have a better handle on the mindset, let's see how it plays out in the real world. We're going to focus on the 2 most common challenges you will face: their perception of time and the weight of their very high standards.
Okay, so this is a really common disconnect. A VIP's world moves at lightning speed. When they ask for something, they expect to see movement now. The final solution might take 10 minutes, but what they need to see and feel in the first 10 seconds is that you're on it, you're in control. That visible action, a quick confirmation, picking up the phone right away, that's everything. It screams competence.
Now, let's talk about those high expectations. It's so easy to feel like you're being criticized, but I want you to completely flip that script in your mind. High expectations are a gift. Seriously, they're a roadmap to excellence. When a VIP points something out, they're literally showing you exactly what the highest possible standard looks like.
So, what's the professional move here? It's a simple, confident 3-step process. First, you genuinely appreciate the feedback. Thank them. Second, you acknowledge their standard. A simple "you are absolutely right" works wonders. And third, you correct it immediately. This whole approach just replaces any hint of defensiveness with pure capability, and that builds incredible trust.
Okay, we've handled situations. Now let's dive into the people. And this is interesting, because it's not always just about the VIP. It's often about managing their entire inner circle.
You're going to encounter some pretty demanding tones and abrupt remarks. It's just part of the job. But you have to remember that foundational idea. It is almost never personal. That impatience is usually just a tool, a mechanism they use to protect their most valuable resources, their time and their privacy. Your job is to stay centered. Your professional calm is like an anchor for them, and when you show that stability, they'll often mirror it right back.
But here's the twist. Sometimes, the most complicated piece of the puzzle isn't the VIP at all. It's their team, their assistants, their security, their family members. Everyone has their own opinion, their own requests, and, you guessed it, their own stress.
So how do you possibly manage all of that with absolute, strict neutrality? Your focus has to be on the solution, not the internal drama. You listen to everyone, you make every single person feel heard and respected, but you always steer back to the VIP's primary needs. You become the calm center of their entire orbit.
All right, let's add one final layer of complexity to the mix: culture. If you misread a cultural cue, you can create friction without even knowing you did it. But the good news is, this is a skill you can absolutely master through simple, focused observation.
And look, this is not about becoming an expert on every single culture in the world. It's much simpler than that. It's about being an expert observer in the moment. Just watch. How do they greet you? Listen to their level of formality. Is it formal or casual? Notice their personal space.
These little cues are your guide. Simply adapt your own style to gently mirror theirs, and you will create comfort and trust almost instantly. So, we've covered the mindset, the situations, the personalities, and the culture. And now, we get to the one skill that holds it all together. This really is the key that unlocks mastery in your craft.
No matter what happens, no matter how much pressure is in the room, whatever the feedback, your job is not to judge their reactions. It is to interpret their needs. This one little shift in your thinking, it's everything. You stop being someone who just reacts, and you become an interpreter. You're always looking for the unmet need that's hiding behind the behavior. That is the very soul of world-class service.
And let's call this deep empathy. Now, this isn't about feeling sorry for someone, not at all. Think of this as a strategic, professional tool. It's the ability to truly comprehend the world they operate in and to respond with unshakable clarity, steadiness, and emotional intelligence. This is what separates good service from truly legendary service.
You see, every single interaction, no matter how small or how challenging it seems, is an opportunity. So I'll leave you with this question to carry with you throughout your careers. Which interaction will you choose to transform into a moment of professional mastery?